Hello, welcome, it's great to see you. If you are joining me today, I presume you also have far too many scraps in your stash that you want to be using up. And so I thought I would give a little new series a go. So Scrap Saturdays, I'm planning to use up as much of my scrap material as possible. So I have this little box next to me. This guy full of, this one's actually a project, let me mind that. This one full of all different embellishments. There's a ton of fun things in there. And then I also have this ginormous box of scrap papers. Can I show you it from the side, or am I just going to tip it everywhere? There we go. So we have quite a few things to start using up. I don't have any plans or anything. I'm just going to sit down each week and make something fun out of scraps. I will try to have a mix of some using dyes, some without, some with stitching, some without. So there's always something that you can make along with me. And today's one, I might have a quick look on Pinterest and see if we can find anything we want to give a go. In fact, saying that, I did see a while back on Pinterest, like a little plastic folder. Let me see if I can grab it up. So this one up here, I will maybe insert a picture on the screen here because it'll be easier for you to see. I saw this one and I have a bunch of these little like CD cases that I haven't used. And I think sending the tags and things would be a really fun way to get some scraps used up. So let's give one of these a go. I have a bunch of these. These are like CD wallets. You could definitely also use just page protectors, cut down smaller. This one I had some die cuts in, as you can see here. So I'm thinking we will try and use some of those or even gift them in this little project. So on the original, she had added some stitching. So like something down here so that the tags would be one side, and then there was like a little sequin mix. There was something else up here, maybe an embellishment, and then obviously a bag topper. So I'm thinking we will make our tags first because it's going to be way easier to stitch the pocket once we know how big our tags are going to be. You could definitely do this using a die. I'm sure I've got some really pretty tag dies. Or you could just cut them out and corner around the ends or something. So let me have a quick look and see which of those we're going to give a go. I think I might find some of my dies. I've had a quick look at some of the dies that I've got, and I have found this little umbrella, and I think I've got some cut out that were just in my scrap stash, but I'm thinking that might look cute one side. This little tag will still fit, and I will still have like a tiny little spot for some sequins, and we could do like an April showers kind of themed mail. So I think that's going to be the plan for at least one of these, and then I do have a bunch of others that we could give a go for some other designs. But now let's try this little April showers themed version. I need to get that one out. In fact, this is the little drawer that I had some bits in. This has some of those umbrellas, so I could grab those out, get those used up. I also have these few little sequins that were in that drawer, so I'm going to grab those out and see if we can do something with those. And let's work with, so I'm not sure how many. I reckon we could probably put a couple in because we could have some each way up. In fact, these 4 might be pretty perfect. So those are our 4. I've got far too many handles. I'll have to cut some more out to match those. And then I want to cut out some of these tags to gift as well. Let's see what scrap papers we've got that match these. So these ones are, they look like, oh, what was it called? It was an Echo Park one, I think. I'll have to work out which collection they're from. If you're interested, leave me a comment and I will go into my stash and find out. I want to say Bunnies in Bloom, but I might be wrong. So I need little matching, well, matching-ish handles for these. So I'm going to go for a pink one for this, little mint one for this, pink for this one. Should we just go mint for that one as well? Yes. Yeah, I might go for the dark colour on that one. And then they just all need to mind out of my way. And then I need to cut out this piece in something for the handle, maybe a silver. Let's see what I've got in my little scrap bin. I've come across these two. So I've got this silver holographic or this rose gold holographic one. I might try the rose gold just because of like the peachy colours in this. So I'm going to cut some of these out. I'm using my Gemini Mini as usual. I'm actually desperate to find some more of these little folders. It's like they have fallen off the face of the earth. I cannot find them anywhere. I used to get them on Amazon, but they just haven't been in stock for ages, like forever. And I can't find them anywhere else. So if you have any ideas of where to grab some more of those, do let me know. Let's see what the rose gold looks like. So this one would go on the end. This guy would go on here. Oop, it's not gonna stay where I want it to. I think the rose gold looks really sweet on that actually, so I'm going to stick with that. I'm just going to do 4 of those. Usually I would cut this out in a thicker card as well to have one in front and one behind to make it a bit more sturdy. I might do that. I'll see if I can find some plain card in the little scrap box. So I'll cut those out and I will come back to you. I printed these out to make a little junk album, but the quality is really terrible. I don't know if you can see that. This one looks okay, but this one I think you can see. So I'm going to use this to be the backs of my umbrellas. So I'm just going to cut out on the white side 4 of these and then we'll put them together. I had my die the wrong way up, so top tip, because we are going to put these on the back side of here, you actually want to see the pattern you're hiding so that when you double them up like so, it's plain on the back. So I worked that out about halfway through. So I think that one will just have to sort of be slightly mismatched, but it will be fine. So putting them together, I'm just going to use wet glue. I think I have made some really pretty versions of these before with little like hanging raindrops. I might give that a go on a couple of them, but I think I will leave most of them plain. So maybe we'll leave 3 of them plain and do 1 with the little raindrops, and then whoever gets it can use them as they want to. I'm going to use my favourite little gadget, this guy that my sister got me for Christmas. I'm actually really excited to finish this bottle of glue because then I've got the one with the proper tip that you're supposed to use with this gadget, and it will stop the glue coming out and going everywhere. But quite simply, to put these together, it's just gluing the parts. I think this die is from Temu. So if you're interested in a link, do let me know. This isn't going to come out now, is it? It's going to refuse. When I cleaned my room recently, I found all of these cute things like this little glue stopper that was made and sent to me. I believe that was by the lovely Vicky. I might be wrong, but I think so. So now they're all on my desk where they should be, ready for me to use. This is not doing anything. It's going to explode in a minute, isn't it? I doubt I've used all of the glue in that already. Maybe we have. Maybe the bottle is in fact empty, or I've just not been storing it the right way up and it's taking a minute. Maybe it's empty. Who knows? Right, I'll put the lid on that one and we'll use the one we're supposed to be using. I'll put that one upside down and see if that gets a little bit more out. This one's even got like a little, you can't see that, it's not focusing for you. It's got a little pin in the lid to stop this getting clogged, which is handy. And it's a way more fine tip as well. So we'll use this one for now. Oh, don't you refuse as well? No, there you go. I thought this one was also going to refuse to work for me. Up to here. The one that I'm going to make into like the little, I might do that as the front one with the little raindrops, I'll probably put up on foam tape. The others though, I think I'm going to keep flat. That's going to be my plan. Probably don't really need a fine tip for this particular job. Actually, I will for the bottom bit, won't I? I also have a new microphone coming tomorrow, so I'm hoping the sound quality might be a bit better in future videos. You'll have to let me know if you notice a difference. Adding this onto there. There we go. Is that about right? Oh, no, it's moved. Of course it has. There we go. So a very quick, simple little embellishment, but I think people would be able to use that, like a recipient would be able to use that on their mail. I'm trying to make some bits recently that people can use rather than just display. It's lovely to have things to display. I've got so many gorgeous things in my room that people have made for me, but I also really love having things that make my life easier. So like little sort of half pre-made embellishments. I'm going to go ahead and trim this one slightly. This is the one that I didn't reverse the paper before I did it. And you can see it's like poking out the top here slightly. So I'm just going to cut that bit off. No one will ever know except me and you. And then we've got our 3 there that we can pop in. I've had a quick look through my beads. So I put this one together the same as all the others. I haven't added the little bottom piece on here yet. I'm grabbing a couple of extra jump rings. I already had a couple that were attached to beads. And then, if I remember correctly, I need my little paper piercer. I don't know where that's gone, but my weeding tool is next to me, so that will do. I'm just going to poke a hole in each of these little bits where the umbrella comes down. No idea what that's called actually. And then pop my jump ring through. So I'm just adding this on the front. I'm not poking it through the back as well. Right, that's all of my little beads attached, like so. And then, I also need to add this bit, I've forgotten that. I need some foam tape so I can pop that on there like that. I really need to buy some bigger foam tape squares. I bought loads of teeny tiny ones to make sure I had those, but I need to buy some of the bigger ones because that would be handy for projects like this. I really want to use these one up though, so whoop. That means peeling at loads of tiny little squares. I'm going to use them so that they get finished soon, hopefully. Go, and then line that up. Oh, that did not go very well this side. Okay, we're a little bit wonky, but it looks okay. And then that way they've still got room. I don't think you can see that because of the angle, but they've still got room to move. The jump rings aren't sort of, so if you stuck it down or whatever, your jump rings still have room to move around. And then just this one. Then we can move on to our little pouch. I wonder if there's a way to do it not sewing. So if you haven't got a machine, you could put it together some other way. I guess you could hand stitch it. A fuse tool would be great for this. I don't actually have a fuse tool at the moment, but that would be great for this. I might have to invest in one of those. So I'm thinking, the other thing you could do, and I'm thinking about it, is put a clear acetate piece in here and put the pockets on that. That would probably work. Like if you just use clear acetate and then had the pocket piece like wrapped around it. If you're interested in a no-sew version of this, let me know and I'll have to give that a go. I did cut out one of these. This is a cocoa and Reno dye, this one. Oop, that was not the one I needed. There we go. There are a bunch of them. I might have a quick look through and see if I can find the rest, because that would be handy. And then obviously we want our little sequin mix of some kind down here. Okay, that works out. So I don't want to sew this close, I just want to sew down here. I can't sew across there though, can I? Because then the sequin mix won't be able to get in there. The other annoying thing is I've got red thread in my sewing machine. I really can't be bothered to change it, which is another reason I was looking for a no sew option. Purely being lazy, I'd rather not change my sewing machine thread. I do actually have this sequin mix that's looking at me from the back of my desk, and that would match pretty perfectly. So maybe we could do that. Right, I'm gonna have to change the thread on the sewing machine, so let's do that first. We changed it to pink. It turns out sewing completely in a straight line is not a strong suit of mine. Actually, that looks a bit... Oh, it's okay, it's just caught the back of the thread. I can, there we go. That solves that. This should still fit. Yes, just. And I'm wondering about putting the sequin mix in like a little clear bag of some kind down here, and these guys up here, or vice versa, so that you can use this again, because as is, you could just use it as two little pockets. But I definitely know that my umbrellas will fit in here. And we're going to make a topper, like a bag topper as well, so that should use up some scraps. We haven't used up that many of these. I mean, we did use up the half finished embellishment, so that was something. I think actually instead of clear acetate in here, I'm going to use up some more cardstock, because that's what we want to do, is use up the scraps. So I'm going to grab my cutting board, work out how big, oops, upside down. The correct way up would be helpful. Work out how big our piece needs to be. I actually really like this, I might leave that on there. I'm also hoping the new microphone, because I'm using the ones on the desk, every time I bang on the desk you can hear it rather loudly. I'm hoping the new microphone won't pick that up as much. Oh, that's annoying, I thought that was going to fit in there, but it's slightly too big, too small even. Not too big, too small. And this needs making slightly smaller in my opinion. Ooh. There we go. And then I can put something else on the right hand side there. I'm trying to work out how to add them so they look cute, because obviously our bag top is going to be here, so this one will get hidden if I put it at the top. I'm going to put this here down low where you'll see it, because our top will be here, and then I'm going to pop these behind the pocket, or behind the paper rather, in the back of the pocket. There we go. So those ones on the back, those on the front. It's kind of turning into a teeny tiny pocket letter. I have to change the colour of this because it now matches that far too closely. And then I did grab this for our sequin mix, although looking at it I think it's going to be too wide. That's annoying. It's for like a pen or a charm or something. I thought it might be about the right size, but it's not going to be. It's going to be too big. So I've got this one. I'm going to have a quick look, see if I can find the other ones of these and cut some of those out to go with this guy. And I will find a different size little thing for our sequins. So let me get that done and then we can work on the topper. I have cut out a bunch of those tags, if I can pick them up. And then these are some little ones that I found that go with them. They've got like a little embossed heart down here. So these are the ones that I'm popping in. So it will look something like that up there. And then I found these little packs that I'm going to put my sequins in. I'm hoping they're going to fit. They can always go like behind these little tags a bit. I don't know if I do want both of those at the front. Maybe I will hide one in between, like so. Maybe I should put a paper clip or something on them to hold them all together. I might have to do something like that. Pop some of these sequins in here. About right. I didn't really want the side that it was sealed to be showing. I wanted to do this side, but this side looks way more cloudy. So I think I am going to go with that side. Slide that in. There we go. And then I need a plan for these guys. Oh, leaving one behind. I'm used to having long nails and they're all really short at the moment. I can't pick anything up. So these will go ever so slightly on top of my sequins. I don't really need a backing paper there. That's going to fall down, isn't it? Yes. As I said, it happened. What can we do to stop that? Oh, I have got these cute little heart ones actually. Could just use one of those. Directly on these guys. Whoop, if it'll go on there. Aha! That looks okay. And then I think I could actually put that on the front of this, couldn't I? Alright, that looks quite cute. It's like a little gift pack, if you will. And then it's something to go on here to make it all come together. That's quite... Got these little paper clips I need to use up. Wonder if I could use one of these. It's cute, but it doesn't help me add a bag topper. So that's probably not particularly helpful for this one. I just need some plain paper clips, which I don't know that I have in this pot. I think I've put them elsewhere. So what paper shall we use for a topper here? I'm trying to choose papers, and I think that this little edge is really throwing me off because I've not got this peachy colour anywhere else. So I think, as annoying as it is because I've got to redo this, I'm going to keep that for another project. I might just do another one of these in a minute. And I'm going to recut this. Oh, I thought I had changed the plan. I'm going to cover this edge, which is annoying because I like it, but it messes with my colour scheme. Okay, then maybe we will just do this one because I like it. Let's tear it. This is my most used tool, or at least I think it's my most used tool. This is the We Are Memory Keepers tear guide. When I bought it, I thought, oh, I don't know if I need that. I don't know if I'll use it. I use it all of the time. It makes tearing things so much more precise. I don't worry that I'm gonna mess it up all the time. This is a Sue's Fish paper, printable one. I don't know if she still sells her printable stuff. It was on Etsy for a time. That's where I got it from. But I'm not sure if she's still drawing them and selling them. I'll have to find out. There we go. Along there. And then cut it on the back. I think that's going to make it way easier for me to choose papers. Just that peachy colour, although it was really pretty, it doesn't match what I'm doing. So messing with my my theme. Okay, right, that can go back on there. I think if I dug through and found some more of the papers from that collection, I think that one, the one that I just cut up, so like this purple one, I think is a Paige Evans one. And I think I do still have like the 12 by 12 paper pack of that. It's just that those few like odd bits were in my scrap drawer. Yeah, that matches way better in my brain. And I need to put these in here. The only thing is I was planning to use this as my topper and now I can't because it doesn't match as well. I do have a ton of the Sue's Fish bits in this scrap bin because I printed them all and I had them all together in kits ready to use and I haven't been using them, so I popped them in here so they would get used. I might do that one. I like the idea of the flowers, like the little spring flowers. Do we want some kind of border? Probably. How wide did I say this was? So it was 5 inches, did I? I did. So let's cut a piece. 5 inches, but I'm going to take this little edge bit off. Printed with a border, I'm not sure why. It's my print settings, I reckon. I can never get my printer to do what I want it to do. There we go. And then I also need to get a replacement blade for this, actually. Or clean that out. That might make more sense. I was just thinking it's not cutting very well. That would be why, Emma. Clean your tools. There we go. Let's see if that solves my issue. I can always trim it at the edge. Let's make it I don't know, this big. 3 inches, yeah, it does cut better. That was entirely my fault. I needed to clean it. And put the lid on that before I pour it everywhere by accident. And then punches. Have I got an edge that I want to do? I might just do this one. This is probably my most used edge punch. I've got this lovely heart one, but I feel like this sometimes betrays me and gets stuck. So let's do this guy. Is that gonna cut off the white edge, or is it just gonna leave me with bits of it? I think it's gonna leave me with bits of it. So we will put that at the back. Oh darn it, I already used these sequins. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put them in with this mix because they're just white and clear, like white glitter and clear, which matches fine in here. There you go. Can't even tell. And then I can use this to catch all of the bits that this is going to spit out at me. Handy. There we go. I do love that you can line these up. And then I can fold this in half-ish. I'm going to make sure it doesn't go behind this so you can't see it from the other side. And it will just slide onto there. That is pretty much the perfect height, which is good because I didn't measure it. I did just guess. Get those little edge bits off. I just need to work out. I have definitely seen people add the paper clips in here and then you can slide it off really easily. I haven't done it myself, so I'm not 100% sure how you would put that together. I could just stick it on, but I don't really want it to be a permanent thing. I want you to be able to remove it. Then again, you could still open this because it's still got the flap there. I'm going to stick it down. I know I shouldn't, but I'm gonna. I'm sure there is a better way to do it and it would be way easier to add a paper clip and have it come off, but I need to look that up and see how to do it. And I just want to get on to decorating things. So I'm going to do that instead. I am, however, going to add the adhesive just on this flat part so that it doesn't stick to the whole front of it. And then that way, I need to trim this edge slightly. That way I can add some Velcro on the inside to hold this closed and open it up. Do I want to add them in these corners? Maybe that would do it. Does that solve my issue if I have it more here? Yeah, it does. Okay, so I'm going to need 2 of them then. Just chatting away to myself while I'm trying to work this out. There we go. Stick that on there. Down. Okay, yeah, that holds it closed a bit better. And then I'm going to stick something on here anyway, so that will make a difference. I really wish I had the word spring in like a scripty font. I don't think I do. I did, however, say we were going to use something from this odds and ends drawer, didn't I? So I've just seen, this bow on the top, and I'm thinking that is pretty perfect for this. Oh, that would look cute on there. I might pop it on there. What else have we got in here? This is that same, I'm sure it's Bunnies in Bloom. That would have been a great piece. That peach would have been to make that match. Oh well, we've only come across it now. Got little butterflies. What else have we got? Let me have a look through here. I don't want to bore you while I'm just picking through. Oh, they might look cute. I don't want to bore you while I'm picking through, so I'm going to have a look through here, grab out some options, and I'll come back. These are all of the bits and pieces that I've come up with from that little drawer of things, and then I grabbed out these from my stash on my left, which is all of my spring stuff that I'm using at the moment. These are the Rosie's Studio Jubilee chipboard and puffy stickers. I'm thinking maybe of using one of these for a sentiment, or I do have this love, which is a 𝓷𝓵𝓮𝓲 die. I would need to cut out like the background for it, but I think that might work. I did actually come across this little made for you printable. I don't know why that was in the scrap thing, but it was. So this one is going on the back here. I was hoping it would fit. Maybe I could just put it down in this corner. I was hoping it would fit on there, but we'll pop it down here. And I put my hot glue gun on so that I can get on with embellishing the front. There we go, that can live on there. I've got some ruffles, tulle ruffles. I thought one of those might do, or I've got this one which is like a little ribbon piece. These would need to be cut smaller. I don't like that one. That one's a no. So it was either this one or like the gold sparkles. I might go for this one actually on there somehow. I did like this bow, maybe up the top somewhere. What else did we want to do? I'm tempted to cut out the background for that and see what it looks like. I do love this swan. I think that matches this really nice. That's annoying that that bow would go like right where the swan goes, but so I don't really want that to cover my pretty bordery bit. What could we do? Well, we could sort of ruffle it around that heart. That looks cute and was totally an accident. We could have done that bow. That looks okay, but I feel like it needs to come over. So there's a sentiment, maybe. If we can sort of squoosh that. Do I want the sentiment to go onto the heart, or it could go over here? I could have my bow. Whoop. Sorry, I know that's quite hard to see. I might do that. Although actually that doesn't really need a background, does it? It does look like it would be alright. I also found this little teeny tiny flower that's got nowhere to be, so I might pop that on there just to give him somewhere. I liked it until I don't know that it matches what I'm doing. Changed my mind about that one. Let's cut out a background piece for this. I'm thinking maybe a pink glitter. Let's see what I've got for this one. I cut out a couple options for our love. So I have got this blue one, which is actually from a 𝓤𝓸𝓬𝓬 collection printable that I have here. Or I've got this pink polka dot one. So that's the pink polka dot. I think I've already decided that I want the blue. Whoop. That bluey colour. I think that just works so well. So I'm going to do that one. I wonder if I could add some of these flowers. I do like those. I need to somehow stick all of this onto the back of here. And I'm going to pop that onto here. Where have I put my tweezers? They were here 10 seconds ago. Now this job is going to be made way easier with this fine tip. So I decided to voice over the next few minutes. I know this was sort of a long, chatty one, but this is literally just me sticking things down, and it took so long without speeding it up. So I'm adding the ruffle on the back of that heart like we discussed earlier. I'm trying to just stick things down and move on, otherwise we will be here forever. I'm definitely crazy indecisive when it comes to crafting. So I'm sticking down the love flat with the Nouveau glue. I usually use foam tape. I'm surprised I didn't actually. I don't think I use much foam tape on this project, which is impressive for me, something I don't usually do. I've got that little butterfly that I thought looked sweet on top of the sequins there, gave them a little bit of interest. I tried really hard to use one of these flowers, couldn't find one that fit, and I decided that bow actually looked quite sweet there, and it doesn't cover up that swan too much. So I popped that one in there. Then I've gone ahead and tried to add this little purple flower. It doesn't match anywhere. I really tried. I didn't want to put that one back in the scrap box, but we shall make it a mission to use that one next time. So moving on to gems, our final step. My gems are definitely something I need to use up. I've got a huge box of them and I need to get through them. So I'm adding as many as I can to this little project. All different ones here, some from the range, some that were sent to me. There's even some little Simple Stories ones there. And I'm just adding them in little clusters. And then this little butterfly, he was on my desk and I thought he looked perfect in this corner. Brought that mint colour over up there and made it look a bit more balanced. But I didn't like the bright blue gem, so I've just swapped that for a silver one. I could add Wink of Stella on there, that's what I'll do. This stuff, and just make it like ever so slightly shiny. I think, well, I say ever so slightly, it's actually really shiny, but you can't see it on camera usually. I did a little while ago show it on camera. I used the torch from my phone and that seemed to work. So we could give that a go again. Let me see if I just do this L quickly. Can you see that while it's still wet? Yes. It's not quite the sparkle that I get in person, but it's very sparkly. You get the general gist. So here is our first little scrap project. I hope you have enjoyed hanging out and crafting with me. I'll be back again next week with another one. If you have anything that you'd like to see me create out of my scraps, anything you'd like to see me make, please do let me know. Tag me in projects and things if you want to see me recreate them on Scrappy Saturday. And I will see you again next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.